Joyce Arthur is the Executive Director of Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada, and she joins me now. Joyce, your reaction, let's begin there. I see it in your eyes.
It's just so devastating. I mean, we knew it was coming, but we were still kind of hoping that maybe the court would back off a little bit. They didn't. Obviously, I haven't had time to read the decision yet, but it looks like it's pretty close to Alito's first draft, the leaked draft. I mean, this is just, it's unbelievable, really. It's just shocking. It's infuriating. I mean, this is a fundamental right that we're talking about that has been taken away from people who relied on it for over, excuse me.
It's okay.
For over 50 years. And to have this happen now, it's the first time I think the Supreme Court has ever taken away a right. And it's unprecedented. And I think it's going to have really devastating impacts, not just in the U.S., but around the world. But starting in the U.S., we're talking about 26 states being ready to ban abortion very soon or within the year. And people having to travel to other states where abortion is still legal. Some of them are setting themselves up as sanctuary states, luckily. But it's funny because the anti-abortion movement seems to think, oh, abortion's over now. We've won.
It's going to go away.
Yeah, but it's not. I think there's been estimates that might reduce the overall abortion rate by maybe 10%, 20% at the most. People will be traveling. People will be ordering abortion pills off the internet. That's going to help a lot, but to still have this illegal in many states is really, really devastating because many people will not be able to travel. They're not going to be able to leave. And we're talking about Black communities and low-income communities. And these people, many of them are going to be forced to have babies against their will. We know there's been a massive study done called the Turnaway Study, which shows that this puts women deeper into poverty. It often makes them stay with their abusers for years. It has really harmful effects on people and families to force them to have babies. And it's just really devastating. And I think it's going to set a bad example for the rest of the world, too, in terms of, endangering abortion rights around the world.
Women have had the legal right to an abortion now for 50 years in Canada. In the United States, did you ever imagine that this decision would come and Roe v. Wade would be overturned?
Well, you never want to imagine it. I mean, there's been so many sort of close calls over the years. Like back in '92, it went to the Supreme Court, and then they upheld Roe v. Wade. But sort of changing the criteria under which abortion would be allowed, and we've always just gotten by. But over the years, access in the United States has gotten worse and worse. There's been more and more state restrictions. So it's as if Roe v. Wade is already overturned. For states like Texas, which has a 6-week ban, and other states like the southern states mostly, and the Midwestern states, where it's already very difficult to access abortion. So and I think one thing that's going to be interesting to see is that for the first time, really since the Civil War in the United States, we've got states pitted against each other, red states and blue states. There's going to be like interstate travel, sort of an underground network of people trying to arrange abortions for people in other states. And I'm wondering how this is going to affect state relations. We already have, for example, the sanctuary states trying to protect the rights of people who have abortions in other states, and so that they're not going to be prosecuted. Like if, say, a woman from Texas goes to California has an abortion, how do we know that she's not going to be prosecuted when she goes back home? That kind of thing.
Do you think that the White House has anything that is up their sleeve that they can do? They've been preparing, obviously, for this decision to come down. But do you think that the Biden administration can do anything to address this in a meaningful way?
Well, they can't really do anything about the Supreme Court, and they're not going to be able to pass any federal laws protecting abortion access. They already tried. They don't have the votes, unfortunately, and because of the filibuster. I mean, there's certain things that they can do to sort of facilitate things, make it easier. I don't know. They could maybe increase funding, or they could ensure that mail-order abortions are easier, and various moves like that. Maybe some executive orders that Biden can do. We'll have to see what they do. But it's going to be pretty limited in scope.